from like all my whiskeys, when I like back in the day, from like 2016, 2015, I started my last pour. I would put into my decanter, and then so at one point it was full, and so then I started drinking it, and then I just added to it as I drink out of it. So it's called an infinity barrel, or infinity bottle. Sorry.
So it's basically a blend.
Yeah, it's just an infinity blend, so you just add your last sip or drink of your last bottle. I should probably start doing it again, but I kind of want to just do it fresh, so maybe I should just kill that and just start anew. Maybe do a whiskey blendery infinity. That'd be dope. You know what I'm saying?
To infinity and beyond.
Yeah, that Stale Cracker Cat we was talking about, he did that with a whole barrel. He got a whiskey barrel, and people were sending him whiskey bottles, fifths, right? And he would every Wednesday he'd do a whiskey Wednesday, and he'd take open that bottle and dunk it in the whiskey in the barrel. So now it's so full, he has his own bottle, and he as he dumps one in, he takes the other one out, and then he waxes it at night, and then like that's how he continues it as an infinity. But it's pretty cool. And it's good. It's good stuff to just be fun with. Like I like to do that with that barrel. See, I got like Balcones barrel there. We could do some stuff like that. And then after we're done with that, we could do with honey in it or syrup.
Damn, boy.
Be cool.
Man, all we talk about is, so what's the best whiskey to drink with a burger?
Beer.
No whiskey.
I asked him the same thing earlier.
Cold beer.
Cold beer.
No, I mean, honestly, whiskey has its place, but when it comes to burgers, man, who don't want an ice cold Coke or ice cold beer, dude? Like,
I mean, honestly, it was very refreshing after I finished my burger. You ain't lying.
For real. Pizza too. It's like I can't. It's hard for me to have a whiskey with pizza.
That makes sense. I read something go well with like you had a supreme pizza. You was trying to drink the right whiskey, but like this ain't.
Yeah, I'll kill some whiskey after I get all that dough in my belly, because now it's time to drink. You know, but you know, certain foods like steak is better. I think a steak or a barbecue. I think because you got the smoke mixed with the smoke and the oak in this, you know. Yeah. So, but yeah, I don't know. I think beer, you know, everything has its place, and for me, a cold beer with a burger, man, can't go wrong. It's the American dream.
Well, walk them through what we're gonna be trying here today, man. What kind of whiskeys are those, man?
I got a couple 1792s. This is a Bottle and Bond.
What is Bottle and Bond?
So I think it was an act that was passed back when the Prohibition, and it was that government standard. And there's certain stipulations to it. Had to be 100 proof. Had to be locked up every night, lock and key. All kinds of weird shit that they had
people
going.
People were getting sick though when they weren't bottled and bonding during that time as well.
Yeah, well, people were making funky hooch, dude. And so, you know, when you distill, you got to be careful. They say the heads and the tails of that first spirit that comes out is not good to drink. It's poisonous. And that's the initial liquor that comes out when they distill, and it's the end of the liquor. So there's a spot there where they have to run it off, and then they have to stop and let the rest finish or whatnot. It's called the heads and the tails. I don't know a lot, but that's what I know. But anyway, so it's Bottle and Bond. It's 100 proof. This is a barrel pick from Specs, a local liquor store. So you can have that if you guys want to try that.
Yeah.
This is a sweet wheat, same people. So they got like seven different flavor profiles. They got a 12-year. They got their small batch, single barrel, sweet wheat, full proof, and the Bottled and Bond. They were once their own entity, Ridgemont Reserve.
Yeah.
They are now owned by Buffalo Trace.
Hey, Buffalo Trace be buying everything, huh?
They're a conglomerate. They're a big deal. They're like Beam Suntory, which is Japanese now, you know. Beam's owned by Suntory.
Dang. So
the Japanese love their bourbon, man. Mm-hmm. Turkey and Beam, big fans out there.
Damn.
So, and I got an old school Ridgemont Reserve. I can show you.
Oh wow. We gotta cut this thing off back in the background. She black. Oh well. Oh wow. Where do you even buy something that big at?
Well, I'll tell you a story. I was working on the bullet train in 2016 in Buffalo, Texas. I stopped at a liquor store, and they had two of these bad boys for $39.99. I grabbed both of them. I drank one and I got one. And this is some fantastic juice, dude. And this is the old school. This is how you know it's old. It's got the burlap. as opposed to this, the new
Brother
label.
got to train them dogs, man.
Yes, sir.
That's that intro to that dog, man. That's 1792 burlap. That's what I'm gonna call it. 1792 burlap, baby.
Cool thing about this, it shows you see it's Richmont Reserve. It doesn't say that anymore, right? This one doesn't say that. This one does. This one's pretty cool too. It kind of gives you a flavor profiles, handwritten, and who bottled it, and all kinds of cool stuff.
Sheesh.
Just a cool bottle.
Man.
I mean, we could crack it if y'all feel it.
No, we can. You got these two. We good on this, man. Look, one step at a time. So we go do some research about 1792. Clearly, it's a beam in Japanese, which is probably going to lend us the opportunity to go in and grab a few Japanese whiskeys and see how they fare in comparison. While since you already got these other two, I know a little bit about the bottle and bond it because Tim's brother then broke it down to me one night. It was 2:00. We've been drinking since. It was 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah, y'all been
And I've been drinking since 10:00 that morning. I'm telling
full
you,
day, 14 hours of drinking.
man. So between the cigars and that, I forgot a lot of information they said. That's all I'm gonna say.
I believe that.
But that's some good stuff, man. What's the proof on it?
This one's 100. This one is 90, 91.2.
It's not bad. It's not bad. This is
To
good.
be a low proof.
But this is considered like just a good drinker, then I presume, right?
It's a daily driver, easy, approachable, like just something that you just try to wet your whistle. Maybe your first pour. You okay? Need some water?
No.
But yeah, first pour, you want to wet your whistle. You don't want to dive deep into a heavy one, but you want to get your palate ready. It's a good starter.
That makes sense. But what's a bad starter for, starting that whiskey?
I mean, maybe there's not one. I guess if your preference, like for me, like I'll have a few drinks and sometimes I'll be like, well, let me just try some of that scotch back there. I got some Lafroy 10 year and it's like a brisket. It tastes like a brisket pit. Like it tastes like a barbecue pit. It's smoky, peated, but the nose is real florally. It's so crazy. So you smell it. It smells like flowers, like floral notes, and then you drink it and it's like barbecue pit. Real heavy peat, but it's cool. So. But I wouldn't start with that. I'd have to have a few drinks because I don't want to just start with that. But I'm not a Scotch guy either, so.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
Scotch has got a super strong flavor.
I didn't like that when we was in Atlanta. I think they had that Scotch.
What do we have?
I forget what it was.
Now there's some Scotches that are excellent, like Balvenie 21 year that's finished in Portwood, so it takes on all the characteristics of port.
No, you don't remember. Well, we had that at one time. Remember, you asked me to pick up some scotch and whiskey, and we were back at Hunter's though. Bro,
Yeah.
and it sat on the counter for quite some time.
21 year Portwood, that's a good one, dude, and that ain't cheap. A couple $100.
Yeah.
But I'm not a big Scotch guy. I'm was a bourbon guy. I'm really heavy on the rye now. I was always a rye kind of liked it, but wasn't. I was more bourbon forward. Now I'm really a rye guy.
Right till you die.
Yeah, more so than bourbon because bourbon's almost too sweet now. So if it is a bourbon, it's going to be a high rye bourbon like the Wild Turkey stuff. It's got more rye.
High rye bourbon means it's, in your opinion, it's definitely 51% corn because you can't call it a bourbon without it. But we're talking about 30-40% rye.
No, I think it's anywhere from, they consider it high rye from 18% or 15% or more.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense then.
I'm a rye guy. That apple in my rye.
You didn't even know he was a bourbon guy.
I didn't until, but that apple in my rye.
Yeah, he probably bought 4 or 5 bottles of that over the course of its
Existence.
yeah.
It's barrel life.
Yeah, he liked that one, and it's one of those ones that'll warm your soul, man.
Oh yeah.
It was like $1.15.
It's a good price. It was a fair. Oh, you talking about the proof?
Yeah, proof. I think I was a 125. I think, but it was worth it. Every sip was delicious.
It's all gone now.
It's all gone. It's been gone for a while.
Don't think about that whiskey, man.
Hey, man, if you like it, you know what you like. You get after it. You know.
Like, yeah, man.
Well, stay tuned.
He's a lot younger than us, so. If I did that with all these, I don't know. I may not be here anymore. Drink myself silly.
Yeah, you got a little bit of a collection.
Drown down Whiskey River.
Oh man.
Stay tuned, people.
Keep it whiskey. Yeah, so I never had this before, and I had an opportunity to get like 2 bottles, one unopened and one that was like drank into like right here to the shoulder, I guess. and for a pretty decent price. So I pulled the trigger and got it, and it's good, but it's just again it's a little too sweet for me.
Walk them through this gold Blanton's bottle. Now you guys saw another episode where we did the Blanton's reveal. My first Blanton bottle that I ever purchased, it was $1.80, which is laughable now. But we've got a gold top. What's the gold top signify?
Well, it's a different. So it's. I guess I don't really know. Other than maybe it's aged longer. It's regarded as better than the regular Blantons. But look, let me tell you this. I was talking crap like, oh, Blantons, but you know what? I bought this not too long ago, probably a little over a year in Illinois, and I probably overpaid for this. I paid $250.
Ooh.
So that's probably not worth that. But I had never seen it in the wild. Had an opportunity. Now, mind you, I was working in the area, so I went back and forth to that spot a few times before I finally pulled the trigger. But I did, and I'm disappointed. So,
are you disappointed after the fact, or are you disappointed the minute you bought it? You was disappointed?
No, once I tried it, because I bought it and I had it for a while before I even opened it. And then when I did, I was like, oh, this is underwhelming again. Compared to, and maybe it's the proof point again, maybe because it's a lower proof point than what I like. But I say that to say this, so that after that fact, I went and got another Blanton's Gold, but it's a barrel pick, and I paid retail for that, I think $150. So, and that's Jerry's pick, so I have that one still in the box right down there, and that's an actual Blanton's barrel pick gold. So they say this one is killer. So we might need to try that.
No, we don't. Let's go.
Maybe not today, but we might need to try that.
Let's go ahead and try the gold.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Before you go, I don't know how much you want. You might want more than me.
Jimmy's a great host because he's not holding the whiskey hostage.
Yeah, no.
There's some folks out there like, hey, buddy, let me pour you a half an ounce.
Andy. Love you, bro.
There you go. You go. Oh wow.
That's his job there. He can't let people get smashed.
Everybody give him your take on this particular whiskey. What is your take on this, Stan? Because you didn't try the other blends. Get that hair off your face, boy. There you go. Stan lives with a bunch of dogs like me. His shed a little bit more, so he got hair on his face like he was in a dog pen. I don't smell anything on the nose personally.
And is it because of the cup?
No,
No,
man.
you should be able to nose
If
that.
you
We've
put
had other
apple of
ones.
my rye in here, you can smell the rye and the apple.
This is what I mean. It's kind of flat. It's kind of like the nose is lacking.
Yeah.
And when, I mean,
Not a banger.
bro, this is a Blanton's Gold though. You see what I'm saying? So like for us, we drink a lot of whiskey. We try a bunch of different kinds of variations, and for me, it's lacking.
How much was that 1911 bottle?
Unattainable. Prices.
I mean, it's still like I would have told Tim because it's only a 150. I was like,
Oh,
I'll buy two of them right now.
but I think he's doing that for his Patreons,
You
right?
know, I
And
could trust me. If anybody could get it, I could get it, but I couldn't get it.
But that shit
You
is
got it?
way
Unless-
better than this.
Unless you get up for that Bourbon Outfitters and there's still some left, it's gonna be like these other ones that go mad quick. It's a mad dash with your thumbs better be some thugs and get in there. Thumb thug it.
I slim thugging it, he thumb thugging it. I ain't never heard of that one before. I'll
All
tell
them
you that.
gangsters on Facebook thumb thugging it, you know.
I ain't never heard that before. Look,
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I hear something new every time I'm with Jimmy, boy.
Yes, sir.
I think we just got spoiled at the blender.
Again, this is true. He's not wrong in that aspect of because that stuff that's coming out of there is fine whiskey, and it's like
All cash straight 9 out of 10 times 2. So I'm like, when you try this stuff, and it tastes like water to me. Now.
But even their stuff that they proof down, like Bake Sale, it's 95. So this might be what 93, I think. I think this one's 93. You can pull that. You can pull this off. I just keep that on there because it looked cool.
Yeah, no, it looked like it reminded me of some Crown Royal.
The crown.
Yes, sir. So you guys got young eyes. Look on there and tell me the proof on
Let
there.
me start looking like that. I can't see that shit.
103.
Oh, wow. So at 103, it's higher than Bake Sale, but lacks flavor. Like we should pour some Bake Sale and
I
just.
said,
see.
no, I agree with you. It is mad flat. From start to
This thing
finish.
is like drinking a Coca-Cola that been sitting out all night.
Flat as hell.
And you gotta drink it, but you got no carbonation.
That's a nice bottle.
And you drink it Coke because the flavor, but you really drink because you got that pop. You want that.
Yeah, you want that in your.
You can't get that.
Yeah, there ain't none. Ain't no.
You like,
There's not even a bite.
Sugar water, then.
It's pretty disappointing. Wouldn't you think?
No, it's.
That's why I'm really anxious to try the other one because they said the other one's a banger. But then everything's objective. with
But
whiskey.
right now they're 2 for 2. So even if they 1 out of 3, I'm still
33%.
good. You go down. That was one was 250, one was 180, and now we're looking at what you said. Other one that other one. How much is that one?
I got that one pretty good price. I think it was out the door. It was like 150 something.
So we got another 150. So you're like this from a investment standpoint. I'm $600 in almost.
Off some bullshit. That 1 out of 3 ain't cool.
No, not 1 for 3. I want to drink the mediocre stuff. That's kind of why once I learned a little bit about Four Roses, I said, damn, the $19 bottle of Four Roses still tastes decent. Ain't got crazy flavor or bite, but it tastes consistent all the way up to the $200 or $300.
It's like Wild Turkey 101. That's consistently a good bottle. And it's like you're guaranteed it's going to be the same profile, tastes good, and you know what to expect. Like I would rather drink Wild Turkey 101 than Blanton's Gold right now. This is how I feel.
And Wild Turkey 101, how much does that cost?
20 something bucks.
Oh my.
I think you can get a handle for used to be like 30 something. Now I think they jacked it up a little bit, maybe 45, 50, but used to could get it for like 35, 40 bucks a handle. So even still at 50 bucks a handle, that's a great daily driver.
Go ahead, Stan, get you some bake sale, man. Give him some perspective there.
You want a fresh one?
Nah, he can drink that. Yeah, he's fine.
I can mix it.
Here.
Stan's bought 2 bottles of bake sale.
Yeah,
He likes it.
so. Especially for $65. Shit, you can't go wrong.
Oh, the flavor's crazy good on it.
And that's the difference between that blendery bottle and them regular bottle. Let me just nose it real quick. Oh man.
It's way different. Right? I'm gonna side by side it with this one right here. Just color wise, very similar. I'd say.
Yeah. I can see similarities.
Right?
But quality wise is day and night.
No cutty. Yeah.
Yeah. So much more to it. There's so much more complexity.
For a third of the price.
Yeah, that too.
Bake sale, baby.
I don't know. I'm just not a fan. It's just.
I'm not either, man.
I think it's a lot of hype, and even I got caught up in it and still do sometimes. That's why I kind of made a pledge to myself that I'm not gonna get hype about these big brands anymore because I think with the way they ramped up production when they saw how whiskey was taking off, that I think some of these bigger conglomerates have dropped the ball, and that's why I like these smaller craft distilleries like Tim and it's got going on.
I concur, man. Well, again, guys, we unbottled some gold. You saw us drink some regular. We've had quite a few different bottles today, and all of it's been good. Shout out to the chef for making some magical food. This is the best place to be is when you show up and there's food already ready to go and they got everything you need, and it's fire. You guys, keep it whiskey, man.
Yes, sir.